Hello everyone, I am back today with another video, and this is going to be a video of another ranked game on Strategis against Yeehaw, probably better known as Nemesis. We played recently, I believe that was 2 days ago, I think it was, and that video I believe would have already been uploaded on my channel, whatever time this video would have been posted. And that was a win for him, so that brings our head-to-head record, at least under this account, to only one win for 4 losses against me, which is nothing to be ashamed of because he's a very strong player. But I would really like to be able to give him a little bit more of a challenge, and of course, ideally I would like to win, but certainly give him a little bit more of a challenge than than in the previous game that we had, because that game kind of fell apart in the kind of in the middle stages, in my opinion. So I'm actually going to, I usually start the video once I've put my setup on the board, but I honestly have no idea what I want to do for this setup. The one that was initially there was, I think the one that I played in my last game against Lotto Rush, flipped. Um, had really effective manner of targeting my flag on the flanks, our last game, so I'm going to try to put it in the center. I do like this high bomb against Nemesis's playstyle. I actually don't know if I've ever played him with that, but I'm going to try it. And see if it does well for me. Although, I'm going to move this bomb actually. I think I don't know. I'd like this bomb somewhere. Maybe I'll just probably put it there in the corner, something like that. Yeah, I think that's fine. Okay, 2 minutes, so not much time. Where do I want to put my power pieces? I always feel rushed with the 4-minute timer, quite honestly. Don't really know don't really know what my inspiration for this setup is quite yet. I think I will put Marshall there actually, and then let's put both kernels on this side, something like that. I don't want the spy so forward. Okay, those majors all being in the cluster there is not good. Let's move those around. Let's see, I feel like I'm okay with my colonel being there if I have two captains here. Okay, I don't want 4 scouts here in a cluster either, though, so let's see. Um, Sometimes I wish that, like, I could have, like, all of my pieces down here and then kind of fill the setup one by one, but I kind of have to just switch around the pieces, I guess. So I'd like to, like, not make this piece seem like a bomb, like, obviously, but I feel like that usually happens when I play high bomb. My opponents seem to kind of think that that's a bomb, and so it doesn't really do much for me. Okay. I don't really know about this center. I don't really like it very much. I think I'm going to move the flag over one so that I'm not potentially getting problems with my spy being in that location. I'm going to switch the major. I'm going to put it there. I don't know if I like the... I don't know if I like the colonel and the major flanking that bomb, but I might just kind of go with it. Okay, I'm fine with that Marshall being like that, honestly. I don't really know. I don't love this. I'm not really sure what I'm doing here. Um, let's see. Yeah, I think I'll just kind of go with it. I'll just change stuff like that, and then I gotta get going here. All right, so there's our setup. I guess we'll see what happens with that. Um, Maybe that's a little bit of a lesson in perhaps it's a little more time effective to make setups in silence and then start the recording after, but that's okay. Um, so we've got a couple scouts there that he's done. Okay, I'm gonna try to be a little bit more active with this general, and maybe even on this side, and maybe that'll make the buried marshal a little bit less expected. Our last game, he targeted my flag on this side. I had a corner flag here, and that kind of surprised me because this side was a little bit stronger. Okay, he's gonna do that. I'll trade. That doesn't bother me. I believe did my captain get a scout? I don't remember. Okay, he's gonna scout the lieutenant. That's fine. I guess I'll leave that be. Or I'll scout that captain. Okay. All right, yep, that makes sense. All right, so let's advance on this left side here. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh, my flag here, it was targeted by him very strongly, so I tried to go for a more centralized flag here. Major, okay, I'll take. And we'll give that away for, I guess, some semblance of info, potentially. I'll come out with the real general actually. I'll do that. I don't mind that. Huh, okay. Move this minor out. I think one of the reasons I'm being active with this general, I will hit that. Sergeant, okay, nice. One of the reasons I'm being kind of active with this general is I don't want it to be too like obvious that it started next to the spy. That's a captain, that's a major. Interesting that he came out strongly with a major. He usually tends to reserve his majors quite a bit. But I am going to probably move this captain over between the scout and the bomb here and keep it there if he threatens it. If he takes it, then I think it would be really risky if he took that with a colonel. Um, and I feel like since he's already shown a major, usually again his majors are not very prevalent in his setup. So I would be a little surprised if he had another major so accessible. One potential flaw here is he could come down with a captain and hit that. That would be maybe not the most um, wonderful thing ever, but that's okay. I do feel like I do kind of want to get this colonel in the game. This one's supposed to be the buried one. I'm not supposed to like not move either of them. But I think we'll be a little bit patient for now. But I'm going to do that and see what he does. Okay, that makes sense. All right, well, that major is in the way. Let me see if there's a way I can cycle my captain back. If I move my general over this way. And then maybe the sergeant. I don't really want to uncover my marshal, but I think it's fine. General over, sergeant over, and then come back with the captain. I can kind of bring this back and not have my potential progress stunted by this major opposing my captain here. All right, so we'll go ahead and enact the plan as was described. Hmm. Okay, I'm gonna move out with this captain. I'll take that. Perfect, lieutenant. That's great. That does create two captains here that he can target, but I've got pretty good defense here actually. So I don't mind that too much. Although now my general's a little bit blocked in. Um, okay. I don't want to create a situation where I'm being pressured on all the lanes and I don't have like a clear manner of like aggression or attack available to me. So I'm actually gonna threaten. This could be a colonel. It's possible this is a colonel. I'm gonna threaten that with my captain. If he takes it with a colonel, okay, that's fair enough. That was probably the best way I could think to progress the game. Obviously, it ran into a little bit of a problem, namely that was a colonel, but that's all right. I mean, that's a good piece to discover. I'm okay with that. Um, I am up lieutenant to sergeant. We have colonel, we have major, and we have captain. I don't love that this captain's sitting here because he knows that this is my lieutenant. So what if I cycle all these pieces back and then bring out the major? Okay, he'll probably okay. So he's gonna scout a lieutenant there. I guess he knows both of them, but both of these lieutenants he knows. He also knows both of these captains, and I think he knows this lieutenant too. Yes, he does know that lieutenant. Okay, well that's a good play. Although this could be giving the captain backing, so that might not have actually been a risk. All right, that's fine. All right, I do feel as though I'm being a little bit restricted on here, though, which I'm not a huge fan of. I don't really want to give up a second major info. He's used a good bit of scouts, though. I'm gonna be a parent with the general, and I'm gonna move into this column with the general. If he scouts me, so be it. I'm okay with that, but I don't want to just sit back and do nothing and let him kind of constrict me on all the lanes. So the lane in which I, am prepared to be aggressive and have the pieces, I'd like to. Okay, so he's gonna just sit it there. Okay. So if he wants to do that, then I'm okay to bring around a captain to trade that captain off, actually. I don't mind that, because that gives me a little bit more mobility here. Um, okay, again, this bomb is like, I feel like it's really obvious at this point. I should like, I should probably like move the scout up or something like that, but he hit it anyway, so that's kind of like, whatever. I'm gonna generally hope that that bomb allows me to have a positional, um, just helps me positionally in this game by restricting how he can move. Wow. Nemesis is Marshall coming in. What a crazy act of aggression. Wait, so I can pursue this major here, and this is general? Is he going to trade with me? That would be incredible if he just took... Oh my gosh. That's just a crazy sequence to me. I mean, yeah, that's probably not my Marshall, but like, man, that is just wild. I mean, to come in with your Marshall like that and then take that sort of risk, I've got to hit... Well, actually, I didn't have to hit that. I forgot I had a major there. It's fine. I'll live. I was down a captain, so it's basically the same thing. I mean, wow. I mean, that is some real severe aggression. I mean, what do you take? A scout? I think it was a scout. I feel like I need to come up with my marshal here and hope that he thinks it's a colonel, and maybe he hits me with a colonel. I don't really know if I have a better plan than that, honestly. This is probably a trash piece, unfortunately. Okay, then I'll go this way and okay. Well, that's not gonna be good because that's a trash piece, definitely. This one right here. So this is probably Colonel, that's probably Spy, that's Major. This is something that's like garbage. I don't really know what to do in this situation. I'll do that with my Colonel to guard that piece. I mean, his instincts just must be so sharp. I feel like something similar to what happened in the last game is happening here, where he somehow just identified kind of the meat of my setup, and by that I kind of mean my flag here, and he's just going for it. Okay. Um, there's a potential chance here I have that if this is not a moving piece, which I'm sure it's a moving piece, but if he makes the right sort of move over here, I might be able to fly this scout down here. So I just want to keep an eye on that possibility. Um, I don't really know what I'm doing on this left side here. I don't really see a way to break through. So what is going on here then? I assume that's supposed to allow this piece to come through here, but what is this piece then? Okay. Um, I feel like this is a scout. He knows both of these captains. He knows these two lieutenants as well, and this lieutenant also. So he knows all those pieces. I'm up 4 pieces for being down the major. Um, I mean, I have the info advantage, but I mean, I think I know both of his colonels and his major here too. But I feel like I have like no way to take advantage of that. I'm not sure how to take advantage of like anything that I know here. Okay. I'm gonna move up on this. I think it's okay. Well, I guess that's how it goes sometimes. Um, you know what I could still do actually is if he moves this down, I can still move that up and see what he does in response. Um, hmm. Okay, I'll do that. I really want to try my hand at this scout, but I need this piece to move one more space here. Okay, let's see if he moves down. I'll move the scout. Okay, so that is a moving piece. Um, I mean, even if I had a kernel accessible on this left side, I could consider sacking the kernel, or stacking the marshal and then trushing with the kernel. I probably wouldn't get very much with that, but at least it would give me an option. But I honestly just, I don't really even see, I don't see anything to do, and I hate to shuffle and wait for potentially an opportunity to get his spy. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna shuffle for now and see what he does. I mean, I just can't even do anything about that. And it's true that my marshal isn't there. There's not really anything else I can do about that. Okay. I wonder what the point of bringing this piece down was. Hmm. Yeah, just very, just everything bad there. I mean, just the worst case scenario of everything that could happen, unfortunately. I mean, my best play right now is to move up with the colonel, over with the sergeant, trade colonels, fly the scout down. But this piece would need to move to enable that. Um, I don't think I can do anything but shuffle right now. I mean, what I'm going to need to do is get aggressive on the right side, but I'm going to wait till he gives me a free piece with this colonel, if he does that at all. But, okay. Okay, that's fine because he'll hit it, and then I'll move over with the lieutenant, and then we'll be fine. Okay. I'm in awe of like the effectiveness of that pressure that he's applied. Genuinely, there was nothing. I don't really see anything I could have done about that. Um, Now I would want to trade colonels, and I would love to fly a scout up to pressure this spy here. I'm still up these four pieces, I guess, but yeah, and then that gets even worse because he's moving back, which is the wrong direction. I don't want him to move back. Okay, so then what happens if I come up with this miner? I don't think this miner's known. Okay. What is it? Like what's the plan with this marshal here? All right. Okay, got to move that up. I mean, that's not great that he discovered that. Is he going to stop me from approaching this spy? What's going on here? So is that not really his spy? Oh, it is. Okay, so I'm gonna get a piece back here, shockingly. I don't know why on earth he just allowed me to do that. I mean, I'm gonna get a major back because he's gonna have to run this kernel back here. And then he might move over here. That would be the best play. Block my kernel from coming over. Yep, but I'll do this. Well, I don't know if that's really a good play, but he'll get a lieutenant back. Yeah, unless he stopped. Yeah. All right, so I'm going to become pretty vulnerable here. Um, I don't want to move over and then, well, I mean, I'm going to lose the lieutenant anyway, so I might as well hold down the center while losing the lieutenant. So I'm going to park that there. And then that's what that is. That's fine. The alternative is I move my kernel this way, and then he cleans everything out because he has access with the kernel here. And that still could happen. That's got to be trash. Yeah, okay. Wow, I am very surprised he gave me that major. He's still up those 2 lieutenants, though, which is obviously a big problem. Um, I'm gonna fire the scout this way and see. He's preparing to break through in the center, which I can't really do anything about, unfortunately. Scout that. Okay, I mean, that's something. Okay, I'll trade that. That's fine. Okay, so I don't remember exactly what's moved here. If he attacks my flag correctly, this can become a big problem pretty quick here. But he can't take anything immediately right now, so that's good at least. Okay, I'll do that. Prepare to take the lieutenant. Okay, that's probably a scout. Yeah. I mean, that kind of is what it is. That's fine. If I get taken by a major this way, I'm going to be really sad. Oh my goodness. I mean, there's genuinely nothing I could do. I could have lottoed that piece, I guess. But how do I know that that's not a bomb? It doesn't actually change the game situation very badly for me because I went from being down 2 lieutenants to being down captain and lieutenant. I'm up 4 sergeants. I don't really know how much that actually means, but well, there's one of the majors. I don't think sitting back and defending is going to do me very well right now. Yeah, that's one of those sergeants. If he wants to trap it, I'll trade. You get my sergeant, I get your major. I'll take that trade. But I'm willing to bet he doesn't want that trade. That is, I mean, I could have lottoed that, but like, how would I know? I mean, that would have taken me instantly from the game situation I'm in to a very favorable game situation if I had just taken that major, if I'd lottoed it. But again, like what, you know, there's just no way of knowing. So just very fortunate. I feel like sometimes, I don't know, sometimes there is something to setup placement because all that happened over here was not fortunate setup placement for me. He got really cheap info. He took a bunch of stuff with his colonel and his lieutenant before I could even trade. I didn't even get anything back. But then over here, his setup works out perfectly for him. Um, I guess I'll do that. Okay, so that sergeant's moved. I guess I'll try to use this scout here. Okay, I'm actually not going to be able to use that scout, so scratch that plan. He's going to go and force a colonel trade, which is very sad for me, but that's how it goes. Okay, so he's going to move away. That's fine. Oh, now he's coming back this way. It was to block the scout, wasn't it? He just got here just enough to block the scout down here. I'll take this piece here. Minor, something. Bomb, okay. Very reasonable. Alright, so I'm down those top two pieces, and I am up 3 sergeants and a minor. The fact that he was so worried about me potentially scouting this, there's a chance that he may have done that if that was a bomb. Like, he may have realized I might want to scout this piece, and so he, rather than say, oh, I'll let him waste his last scout on that bomb, he decided he was going to go through all of that movement there. Okay, I guess I can scout it anyway. It's a minor, okay. I mean, I'll be happy to take a minor. I was probably going to lotto it, except he moved away, so I decided, okay, I'll be safe about it. So I'll get another minor here, which is good. He's going to hopefully think my flag is kind of over here because of my marshal and my general being over here. That's what I'm going to tell myself, at least. So that I can assure myself this isn't going to be as much danger. But he's only going to have 2 minors left, which is, I would say, pretty noteworthy. But I'll take that out. Okay, so he's going to move up with that. I mean, if that's a minor and he hits the flag bomb, I mean, well done. Like, what can I say about that? Although it looks like he might opt for a different movement pattern here. If that's a lieutenant or a captain, which it can only be that if not a minor, then I'll take it with my major. I will lose the minor, like if he hits this piece here. Okay. I'll have to move this up, just in case this is a minor. Okay, it's its major, so that's fine. He might think this is the flag, though, now. So that's the other major. Okay, I guess I'll retreat with this sergeant, then. I don't think... Okay, so let's take stock of where we are here. He's probably going to suicide, or, I mean, suicide. He's going to probably, like, kill this minor on my major, I would expect. Um... And then after that, I guess I'll move over with my major, and maybe we can trade majors. I need to have a strong presence with my colonel in the center, so that if he tries to avoid a major trade and try to trap my major, I need to be able to respond. I also need to block any potential more minors coming down from this side. But I think I'm in the clear to do this, because if he moves over, then I'll go take his major. If I get taken, there's a chance, a good decent chance of that, maybe. But we know bomb here. These are 2 other bombs here, so these 5 pieces, those are 2 bombs there, probably. 1 captain, 1 lieutenant. I have a feeling this isn't a bomb. I think he's contemplating if he should hit the sergeant. or if he thinks my sergeant's a major. Because that sergeant isn't known, that is correct. What I should do next, now that I have the time to think about it, I should probably come up with this major and try to bluff it as a minor and see if I get hit. Or in other words, like come up with this major that I'm going to pretend is my major, but he might think it's my minor because it's from the back row. Okay. I mean, that makes sense that he would do that. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. Oh, that was not the play, I don't think. I mean, oh wow, that is quite the change in this game here. Whoa. I guess he was sort of going all in on this being my flag and taking this quote-unquote moving piece. But wow, like, oh my gosh. He's gonna lotto me pretty well here, unfortunately. Yeah. Um, I mean, that makes this game situation quite a bit better for me. The only piece that's unknown now is yeah, I can't really do anything about that, unfortunately. In fact, I can run a miner up. I don't even know why I didn't consider that earlier. I can run a miner up here. I'm going to move over here to track with this marshal, because I can run a miner up the side, and I believe go to his flag without any consequence, because my colonel should be able to cut off this major. And I think I will have an unobstructed pass to the flag here. I've got this other major as backup, after if he forces a trade. Okay, that works perfectly for me because I believe I'm gonna get his flag here. I don't think he can stop this. Oh no, he can stop it. I'm gonna have to go up in the center with my major. Oh, wait a minute. No, I am gonna stop this. I am gonna definitely stop this. If he moved over, then my colonel wouldn't be able to dislodge his piece. He would have had to come over with this captain to um, defend, and I would have had to come up with my major. But now as things stand, my minor has a free path to the flag. This is gonna be a win. Trade, don't trade, I don't care. Doesn't matter to me. If his flag is closed here, and he seems to me that he always plays a closed flag, um, then I'm gonna get the win here. I mean, I'll move my major up here just to be, over the top about it, I guess, for lack of a better word, to ensure that I have defense provided for. But I'll just, yeah, do that. I know this is a bomb, which is really useful. Trying to catch me in a misclick there. That was really dirty. That would have been absolutely brutal. If I had misclicked, or if I had just kept moving this minor and then his minors slipped by. Wow. All right. Well, very pleased with that win. I think he had an advantage throughout most of that game. And he seemed to get that advantage through really good intuition, I guess gut instinct, conviction on what he thought about my pieces and what my setup construction was. But he continued to operate in that way, even after he'd gotten a pretty decent advantage, by believing that my flag was here, based on that move I did with my minor to hit his major, as if I was defending this flag here. And then he went for with his colonel, and that was a bomb. And then I think that turned the tide of the game. So very, very happy with that game result. It's a win against a very good player. And I guess that's all for that one. Yeah, I'll go ahead and leave it there. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video.